Nepal has a long history of expanding its territory in the surrounding region. At one point between 1559 and 1815, Nepal's border extended all the way to Bhutan and Bangladesh. This would have given the currently landlocked Nepal access to the ocean without having to rely on other nearby countries like India or China. Bangladesh has now become another close neighbor of Nepal, and today we are very happy to connect to a friend living in America who is originally from Bangladesh. Present-day Bangladesh is technically separated from Nepal by a very narrow stretch of Indian land, but the people living there share a united regional culture. It is our immense pleasure to connect with Pervin in Culture Nepal. I hope you will enjoy our conversation as much as I have. Thank you for watching and supporting us. Hi everyone, welcome back to Culture Nepal. Today we have a very special guest who was born and raised in Bangladesh. As you know, Bangladesh is one of the closest neighbors of Nepal. Although Nepal is surrounded by India in all three different sides, east, west and south, Bangladesh is within 16 to 20 miles away from the east side of Nepal. The land between Bangladesh and Nepal is actually politically of present India, and it has a long history of Nepali origin. But it is an interesting intersecting town that joins not only Bangladesh and Nepal, but also Bhutan, making it a chicken neck of three countries. So our guest today has a lot of common cultures, and we are very excited to hear her story and get inspired. Her name is Pervin, and she is a current president of a non-profit organization called Bangladesh Association of New England. And there are so many more about herself. So let us welcome Pervin and let her introduce herself briefly. Welcome, Pervin.
Thank you for having me on your show.
So
excited to be here.
Oh, thank you so much for your time and interest. We're so lucky to have you. Let us hear your brief introduction. You do a lot here.
So I'm from Bangladesh, and I grew up mostly in Chittagong. But before I grew up in Chittagong, I used to be in Ruhia, which is in like border of India and Bangladesh. It's like Panchagor, Thakurgaon and Ruhia. And I left Bangladesh when like I was in 16 years old, very young. I'm living in Medford with my husband and my 3 kids. Yeah. And currently I'm working at Bank of America as a vice president of Bank of America for a small business consultant. Also, I am a president of Bangladesh Association of New England, Bain. I'm so proud to be president of that association.
Yes, I know you're very busy and you do a lot, both for the nonprofit organization as well as for you, your career, your family, and everything. But when you were a child, being raised in Bangladesh, did you ever think that you would come to America? And what made you come here?
Never. Actually. My uncle, who works for United Nations, he's always like, also he has like, I think I got that from him. He always have this spirit like how to help people. And when I was like young, my mom died. So
I'm sorry.
Yeah, she's her what I said, her burial was in like Panchagor, where in Ruhia actually. So there is her grave is in actually in Ruhia.
Oh.
So
is the Rohingya that we hear about?
No,
Rohingya, are they the same thing?
No, Rohingya is like our other side. It's of Bangladesh, but Ruhia is like close to India.
So Rohingya is also in Bangladesh.
There is.
So those people who went to Burma are from that place, Rohingyas?
Yes.
Oh, I see.
From
okay.
Rohingya.
Yeah, I heard about Rohingya
there are a lot of them
Burma,
in Cox's Bazar now, because when they were like, But Ruhia is another
town. Okay.
Another town.
It sounds the same.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It sounds
so how old were you when your mother passed away?
I think I was in 7 or 8 years old.
Oh,
yeah, I was
so
very
sorry.
young. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I grew up on with my grandma and grandpa and my aunt and uncle. So my uncle used to live in U.S. and
Your uncle is your father's brother.
My mom's brother.
Your mom's
my
brother.
mom's
Okay.
brother. Yeah.
Oh, so because that's his sister's daughter.
Sister's daughter.
And he lost his sister. He had that emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
attachment.
he was working for United Nations, and then he always loves Time magazine. So do I. That's
Yeah.
one of my favorite magazine. So he saw an ad on there saying they are taking kids from Asia, all over the Asia, for this is it's called World Peace Camp. It's the girl, her name is Samantha Smith. She's from, I think, Russia. She came for peace camp in United States. And then when she was flying back to Russia, the plane crashed and she died. Yeah, she was very young girl.
Wow.
And for her memory, this is the camp they were doing, kids from all over the country. And I was lucky to be one of them, me and my brother. It's three of us came together.
All three of
Yeah,
you.
me, my brother, and one of my cousin came first.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Which year was that?
I came in 1990.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's the same exact year I came to
Oh
United
my
States.
God. You and I have a lot of things in common.
I know, what
Yeah.
a common, destiny. And I did come also for summer camp to teach my culture
Wow.
in the summer
Look at-
camp.
Yeah, that's it.
So we can talk a lot about our experiences and understand and share. That's very exciting. This is the thing I like about America. You just like
Yes.
everybody from all around
All
the
over,
world come
yes.
here, and they have this, stories and experiences to share and empower each other and brings the understanding and peace. And that's Nepal used to be a country who wanted to be a peace zone, and that's a long story later. But that's very interesting. So do you remember anything about your childhood experiences in Bangladesh before you come?
So in Bangladesh, when I finished like my high school in Bangladesh in 10th grade, that time you start learning everything,
Yes.
about everything. So my grandpa was like sick, so I had to move. So I was with him and my aunt. So we are moving so many cities and stuff to like school and stuff, because in village there is not very good hospitals and stuff. So if you want to go, my grandpa was paralyzed. So if you want to have a good, doctors and stuff, you have to go to the city and live in the city. So I was able to live in the city,
Right.
with my aunt. Then we had to move back and stuff. So it was like kind of back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah.
But when I was in the city, I was taking, I have to say this is like, I'm so proud of myself to do this. I used to, so I took the subject which is in 9th grade, physics and chemistry and math. So when I moved, my grandpa moved to village again, there was no laboratory for omens. So they were like, oh, you cannot take those subjects, you have to change those subjects.
Yeah.
And I was like, I have to change it because you don't have a laboratory, but I can take it if I want to. So I went to next city, which is has the science laboratory for girls and boys, and
Right.
I went there and I
wow.
finished with my subject what I loved in chemistry, physics, and biology with the lab. So it's called Kumira High School, and then my grandpa's village, the school is called Choto Kumira High School. So I went to Kumira High School to get my finish my SSC from there.
Yes, and one of the things what I see as neighboring country, and Nepal is a Hindu, Sanatani Hindu philosophically, and we see Bangladesh and Pakistan as a Muslims countries. And I still feel that when I think of Pakistan, it's very strict Muslim there, whereas in Bangladesh there's a little bit of flavor of Hinduism, like even you wearing bindi, and hearing that you also go to the co-ed school, like
Yes.
with boys and girls, which
Yes.
is kind of not very Muslim
It's
influential.
actually, I
right?
will say this is cultural thing, you know,
Okay.
people change things. It's cultural thing because in Bangladesh we have a lot of my friends in Hindu, a lot of my friends in Buddhist.
Right.
So we are like in Bangladesh, a lot of Muslim, a lot of Hindu, a lot of Buddhist, Christian, everybody is there. It's nothing,
Yeah.
even it's a Muslim country, but you are Bengali, you are Bangladeshi, that's all matters.
Right, it's a human
yes.
humanity that matters, no matter which
What
background.
religious,
Yeah,
yes.
but you know, it's also sometimes it's also a translation. You know, like sometimes when you go to a place, wherever you go in a short glimpse of time, sometimes you misinterpret
Yes,
and
of
misunderstand
course,
the cultural thing. And so even for me, you know, everybody, you know, you hear from news and, you know, just the stories of somebody, they're so strict and all that thing. And looking at you, I really don't feel any difference.
No,
you know?
I never thought, is my friend what religious? I never thought about it.
Yeah.
It's like, it varies people to people, you know.
Yes.
I have like a lot of Buddhist friend here
Yeah.
and Christian friend and Muslim friend, but I never thought what's their religion. They are my friend.
I know, I know.
That's where they're from. They are from US. They are from Pakistan. They are from India. They are from Bangladesh. They are from Nepal. Doesn't matter what religion.
Yeah.
Religion, it's everybody believe in something. So that's the religion.
Yeah, religion is to me. Religion is supposed to bring good in people,
course, yeah.
no matter what religion it is. And then sometimes you just have to practice and understand yourself and things like that. So that's how I felt back in Nepal also. And then, you know, as you grow, you don't, you know, when you're a child, everybody cries the same way. Everybody even look the same, you know. It's like even baby girl or baby boy or anybody, and they're cute and they're like same language and everything. And as you grow, then you just, you know, kind of fit into your mind, and then you start questionings and things like that. But I was always happy to see you because I never felt anything different.
Yeah.
That's a regional thing, you know, like you wear the similar kind of clothes. So that is very interesting to know. But I also know that a lot of my friends from Nepal used to go to Bangladesh to study medicine because I think at that time in my generation, the medical schools were cheaper and good quality, and you know it's easy for students. And then I think there's not like a SAARC country, Bangladesh, India, Nepal. I don't think Pakistan. We didn't even need a visa or something like that. It's just probably very minimum.
Yes.
You could.
When I was living, actually, that time the SAARC started.
Yeah.
So I remember watching in the TV all the games, and people are coming from Bhutan, Nepal, and they had like, you know. So they were having all the friendly match games. So which is that time I left Bangladesh. So
Okay. Yeah, and then right now SAARC is going like a little bit quieter. But anyway, that's another topic. But I want to get back to your life and your experience. So when you were 16, you came to America for that camp, peace camp. And so what made you stay here?
After that, my uncle, one of my uncle, he adopted us. When I came here, I can feel the difference. Like you can be more independent, you can do your things. You know, in this country, even you don't do anything, you can go McDonald's and Burger King, you can work and you can run your life. You have something you can.
Independent.
You can more, Yeah. So then my uncle adopted us and we started going to school and
So did you come to Massachusetts directly?
Yes.
Or so you came, this is your first state?
Yes, I actually Cambridge.
Wow.
That's where
Me too. Me too. Yeah, isn't that weird? Yeah.
My uncle used to live in Cambridge, and so there was a store in Cambridge. We used to work there. Cambridge was I went so many cities, but the Cambridge is the best. The friendly people are so friendly. I used to work there. Me, my brother, my aunt, and some other people from Bangladesh. We all used to work together, so we never feel like we are somewhere else.
Wow.
Yeah, we could have lunch together. We could do anything. You know,
we must have crossed our path in Cambridge somewhere. But yeah, so I came right in YMCA across the town. That was like a very first time, and I always see the brick houses it just felt like Nepal
So,
because we
yeah.
have a brick houses, you know.
It's I was very close to you. I was in like
Wow.
same street.
Oh my God.
Right. It's called Pearly Street.
Yeah.
So that's where my uncles they used to live, and we used to live
Wow.
together. But I used to work in the same mass app. So after that city hall,
Yeah.
you go couple store after.
Yeah.
There was a store we used to work.
Oh my
We worked there
God.
like almost 2 years. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
So-
where we start everything.
My God. So we started at the same place. You had a family, I didn't. That is the only difference.
Yes.
So I had to go through a different path in terms of establishing myself, but that's another story. But tell me, so then you came here in 16th, you were adopted by your uncle, and you kind of pretty much sounds like you were pretty settled, you were secure and everything, and then what happened?
So after I was going to school and study, after 2 years, I met my husband. So it's arranged marriage.
Oh, it was?
Okay. So my aunt found him, and we got married. I moved in New York for a year. I did not like New York
So
much.
you were very young when you
Yes,
got married. My God.
yeah.
You were living in America, but following similar kind of trend.
Yes.
Family trend.
Because here, you alone, it's more secure. The way the family feels,
Right.
it's secure and stuff.
Right.
So then we moved in New York. After we moved, New York, I did not like it much. Then I came back and lived in Cambridge again.
Okay.
We rent apartment in Cambridge, me
Yeah.
and my husband. And my aunt used to live in 2 street down. So
Okay.
yeah.
So you just still wanted to be back with your family.
Yeah.
Yes.
And New York, it's like it's for visiting, staying, have fun. But for other stuff, it's really hard because a lot of people there, everything takes time and makes you slower. But that time, Boston did not have that many population. Anywhere you go, the day I went to New York to get my learner permit, changed my mind. I'm like, there is no way. It's like I have been like in the line for like 4 hours. I couldn't go to the counter, and I'm like, what I'm doing here? So that's changed my mind. I'm like, because I was in Boston, I know how easy when you go take a test, it's so easy and stuff. Actually, I had my learner permit from Boston, but I went to New York to change it to New York learner permit so I can drive there. That's made my mind to change it, because when I went here, it wasn't that hard. Why it's so hard in New York? Why I have to wait that long? I'm like, I went home. I'm like, I told my husband, no, it's taking too long. Let's move. And then my uncle went to bring me here in Boston, and then my husband came after 4 months, settling everything over there. Then yeah.
And your husband is also from Bangladesh.
He's also from Bangladesh. He's also from Chittagong, and he also have the same last name as a Chowdhury.
Isn't that interesting? And also, talking about your last name, first time when I heard your name, I'm like, oh, maybe she's from Nepal, because we have lots of Chowdhury from southern part.
When I work at the bank, so I get a lot of clients from all different countries, and I see people from India has a Chowdhury, but there is different way to spell.
Right.
Spelling is different. From Nepal, they have Chowdhury. They in Pakistan also have Chowdhury too. So yeah, a lot of them. I think it's a common last name for
Yes,
all
it
the
must
countries.
be in that region, because a long time ago
I'm
it
not
was
sure. I heard it's like when British were there, they were giving you a title. It's a Chowdhury. So I'm not 100% sure, but that's I heard.
think because that region before India was India. I know one thing is Chaudhary is more like they are landowners, like a farmers, at least in Nepali, because even they live in the southern part of Nepal mostly.
A lot of people ask that, hey, how come your last name is Chowdhury? Because we have Chowdhury here too.
You have you have 3 children, I believe, right?
Yes.
And look at you, look so young. Perk of getting married early and having children early, right? You probably have a little bit easier and different experience raising a child here because of your family, and you're used to the
family
place
is very
younger.
important. It's very important for the kids and staying together as a family, because for me and my husband, like we really worked hard because my husband does real estate, so he had a flexible schedule, and I used to work at a bank, which is 9 to 5. So it's like he can make his schedule. So he spent a lot of time with the kids. So I could go. There was a lot of days like we had so hard, like tight schedule. I can tell you, and you can picture it. My husband can drop. I used to go to work 9 o'clock. I finish at 5:30. I have to like set up everything. Then I have to go pick up my son from Cambridge because my husband go to work afternoon sometimes. So I go to Cambridge, pick him up, and then bring him home. By that time, Cambridge, how much is traffic, because he used to go to BBNN.
Okay. What is BBNN?
It's a private school in Cambridge.
Oh, okay.
It's called Brackman, Brown and Nico.
Okay.
So it's in Cambridge. So I used to pick him up, then drop him home, then go pick the little one and take him to for his soccer practice, and then come home and make quick dinner ready, and then go pick him up again. So it's tough, but it's like you have to enjoy it, whatever you're doing, and I was like enjoying it. It's like I never complain or no, it's anything you do, if you enjoy it, it's you take it positively, it's good.
Absolutely. I think if you have a good health,
yes,
mental and physical health, it's kind of blessing to be able to do that.
Everything. Yes.
But if you don't, then and then also, like you said, the biggest part is your family understanding and being there for each other and working together for that.
You make a schedule together, seeing who's doing what, and you figure that out early in the morning. That's the main important thing. When your day starts, you know what's in your schedule.
Yes.
I always follow schedule. I wake up, I make a schedule in my head. This need to be done today, and this what do we do?
Sounds like it was easy for you. That's why you had 3 of them.
Yes, it wasn't that hard. No.
It was not hard.
No,
We
had sometime, hard time and stuff, but that's life. That you take it easy.
Yeah. I don't know. For me, it was very hard, mainly because I did not have my family to depend upon. And also, I think I came here later in life. You came here earlier with the family support. I came here by myself alone, and later in life. And then my mindset was always to go back. I never planned to live here. So until I had a child, having a child taught me a lot.
Of course.
And then it was very difficult also because I didn't have the cultural aspects of understanding environment. So for you didn't have that challenges. Was there any benefit or challenges that you faced, or you just don't remember anything? Because I know I was like numb.
There is always these challenges. Life is all about challenges, and you take. I love challenge. It's like if it's no challenge, there is no life. There is no exciting.
Right.
So I love to take challenges. That's my positive way to do things. I never think something you cannot do it, or I never say no to anything, because there is nothing to say to no. There is nothing. You can do whatever you want. You want it to do. You just have to have that aggressive, and you have to be on there to do it. You have to say on your mind, I can do it, and you can.
Yeah, I see you living here for a long time. You still keep your culture, and you still dress that way. You cook. You have an aromatic Bangladeshi kitchen. So, why is it so important to keep that?
It's very important because our next generation should know where is our root from. And the Bangladesh Association of New England Band, which is, we do a lot of cultural event to just show our next generation what we do, what is the day for, what type of language we always in home you speak always Bangla, and then when they are going to Bangladesh, make sure they can adjust with our relatives there, our family member. So sometimes whenever I went to Bangladesh, my kids were so adjusted with them. Everything they know over there, because whatever we are doing, it's like our culture, what we do in Bangladesh.
Basically, for your kids' identity,
Of
kind
course,
of
yes.
clarity of knowing themselves well. In my case, I started Culture Nepal program, and I thought Culture Nepal support group is important is because there was none, basically. And I felt that people didn't understand my background, where I came from, who were here, and then instead of explaining everybody one at a time to each individual, I thought I'll just start a program in general so that if they have a question about me and my background, why I behave or act or talk certain way, this is where I come from, and there was a need. But it sounds like even if people know about all this thing, you still want to have organizations like Being and then CNS group, because also for the kids' well-being and their identity.
Also, there is a lot of thing. You have to see what's like my cooking channel. I was like, I was thinking all these recipes we are doing the way my grandma cooked, my mom cooked, my aunt cooked.
Yeah.
It's gonna be disappear if I don't
The knowledge
of
the
so that's how one time my daughter is like, "Mommy, can you teach me?" I teach her, but that's I was thinking maybe I can do something, you know, they can look at it, and when I'm not here, they can cook the same way my you know, my family members and everybody cooked. So I always use all different. So that's where the idea came from, to like cooking for next generation. This is my cooking show just for next generation. So they have the recipe. They can see what type of vegetable, what type of spice we use, introducing to all this spice. I'm sure they will get lost when they goes to this grocery store and looking for the spicy. They're like, what I'm going to do with this?
Right.
But now when they're looking at my cooking channel, and they will see, oh, this is something my mom used, maybe I should buy this and use it with my spice.
It's not scary.
No, it's not scary. Then another thing I did with, that was like, when people are here, I can see, now it's internet, it's so easy. So it came on my idea. Actually, it was an idea of my cousin's wife. She used to do this online business. So one time she was going to Bangladesh, and she was like, "Oh my God, I'm going to Bangladesh. I asked so many people, nobody can do live for me. If I stop, my business is going to be stopped. And I don't know what should I do. I don't want to stop, but I have to go back to Bangladesh." So she asked me, "Can you do it?" I'm like, "Yes, why not?" I don't know. I don't say no to anything, and I think that's the positive thing about me. And then when she went back, and she when she was doing, she said, "You come and watch me how I do it." So her page name is Charmin Collection. So I did for her 2-3 live, and she was in Bangladesh, and people are buying stuff, and I was like, I was so much busy, like it's parceling all these things, mailing it to them, and then she used to do only shalwar kameez. Then I was thinking, why don't I do shari from Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, and because a lot of people needs it. Now it's before it wasn't too many Bangladeshi people, Nepali or Indian or Pakistani. Now it's so many of them, and they all are with the Facebook, Instagram, and all this stuff. And I was thinking, okay, she was saying, "Why don't you do shari? I'll help you." And I'm like, okay, this is the idea came out from her, and then I said, let's do it. So then I start doing my page. It's called Panache by Pervin.
So that's a sari you sell, with creating a business for the community, and then feel like at home, and
and I always see what's people need. I always think what these people need, what I can give it to them. It's not a business. It just give them access to. If somebody have a wedding, they're like, call me, Pervin and Apu, do you have this? Do you have this color shari? I was thinking this is very good because it keep me connected with these people.
Right.
And it's also I'm helping them. They are also helping me because I'm making some profit out of it. Just want you to know, from this profit, 5% I also donated to Bangladesh poor people.
That's another thing. We have so many issues in Nepal and Bangladesh. For example, I used to, when I was a kid, I used to hear about a flood problem in Bangladesh. Yes. In Nepal, we have earthquake, and also talking about problem, one of the biggest heartbreaking problem for me is Nepal used to be a country where we worship cow, because basically all the children who could not have a milk from the mother after they were born, the cow's milk was very important for their survival. And because cow kind of pretty much save the children, and there's, whatever it is, I think it's a human non-violence concept that always I appreciate. But now things have changed. People have become, I don't know what, sometimes you feel like education should make them better, but now maybe economic pressure. And cows are really treated badly. Mm-hmm. And so one of the things I feel that being so fortunate for us to live here, be able mm-hmm. to think it through. So one of the things that I really look forward to is to have people, sponsor a cow. CNS Group Foundation organization. That's a program that I'm kind of looking forward to.
Sure, we can looking at, and I can talk with my peoples, and we can work on it.
It would be amazing to collaborate with somebody like you and your organization and do the good work in the world. I believe in local problem solving, but also there are unfortunate people, much mm-hmm. more than I absolutely admire what you do. Creating a business itself is good, and then on top of that, using the profit or whatever we can do to help others who are less fortunate and struggling. That makes our world hopeful and go around, mm-hmm. So it will be very, very good place to be able to do that kind of work and help them, So that's something I've really look forward to do that.
Sure.
But also what I also appreciate bringing this interesting product from Bangladesh and India, making it available for people who are busy here.
Sure. I have a lot of Nepali friends.
Wow.
I don't know if I told you, my brother owns a restaurant called Shanti.
Yeah.
And
Shanti is a Sanskrit word,
yes.
which means peace.
Mm-hmm, peace.
Yeah. Okay.
And most of the management, everything, it's run by Nepal.
They're very simple,
yes.
hardworking, honest
of
people.
Course.
People love Nepali people. We didn't grow up thinking economic resource
right.
management, mm-hmm. We always thought of humanity. It's really nice to see that how Bangladeshi
sure.
community and Nepali community work together
yes, also,
to benefit each other.
I don't know if I told you, my cousin also married a Nepali girl.
I know. That's very
we have connection with Nepal, and
yeah.
A lot of my friends on my page, and they are following. Bring this all these saris and stuff.
Yeah.
It's I am also sending money to Bangladesh, and at least 4 or 5 people is running with this money.
Yeah.
They're making money because I have 2. People who has they do block in paint and sewing everything
right.
for me, and then I have another person who is taking the order, shipping it to me. So
yeah.
I am paying these people with this money. They are also running their family.
Yeah.
Plus some of the money I'm sending it to the poor people, which
yeah.
is benefiting.
Yeah.
It's not all about what you are making or what your profit is. It's all about who you can help, how you can help.
Yeah.
So I actually I am doing another page coming soon. It's
right.
I'm working on it, which is going to be which I ran into the problem because a lot of people calls me, hey, I want to send some food to my cousin is sick. Do you have anybody who can do this? Can
right.
I have a number? So same thing in Bangladesh. I want to send a birthday cake to my friend.
Right.
I want to send some flour. I want to send something. There is a lot of organization out there, a lot of other people who does
yeah.
it. But sometimes people wants who they can trust,
yeah.
who they can send this money to. Can I trust this person? I'm going to send my money with my account number,
right.
this, that. So my page is coming. It's going to be if you want to send anything to Bangladesh,
Right.
like any food, any flour, anything,
Yeah.
you can contact me and I can work with that.
Yeah.
And my page will be calling Taratari by Pervin.
Oh, wow.
Taratari means hurry up.
Oh, okay. Oh,
It's
wow.
in
That's
Bangla,
a Bangladesh word.
Taratari,
Bangla word.
So
yeah.
this is another thing also came on my mind and see how I can connect with the people from here to Bangladesh.
Right.
I can hire more people to help
Right.
do this.
Thinking about that, I know
Dr. Yunus.
Doctor. I met him in my.
Oh wow.
Yeah, yeah, and he does a lot of microfinancing
Yes.
and stuff like that. So I know there's a lot going on in Bangladesh, and we can continue our conversation on that. But for today, I think it's really nice to get to know you in depth, what you went through and what you're doing and and thank you so much for coming today and
Thank you
sharing
for
all
having me
this.
on your
Yeah.
show. Also, I like you to inviting you to come to my cooking show one day with
course.
one Nepali dish.
Yes.
And then
And it's gonna be vegetarian though. I hope you will like
yeah,
it.
I will cook vegetable that day too. I
Okay,
promise.
okay, we'll have a vegetarian day in Bangladeshi kitchen.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
that sounds
aromatic
great.
Bangladeshi
Aromatic, that would be very much fun, and I really look forward to continue our work together in
Thank
whatever we can do to help each other and help others.
Of course. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
It's very
much.
nice talking to you.
Thank you so much
Thank
for our
you.
audience for listening and watching us, and I hope you enjoyed our conversation. Yeah. Anything you want to know about Bangladesh and Bangladeshi culture and food and all these things, please contact Pervin. And anything about Nepal, I'm here, so
There you go.
we will be happy to have you.
Thank you.
All right. As we try to make our home in America, there's much wisdom immigrant communities bring with them from their native land to benefit our next generation here. May the value of their culture be recognized and treasured, not taken for granted and lost. Thank you for watching.
Buddha, Buddha,